It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Monday, September the 5th, Labor Day 2016. I'm Michael Groff. Let's take a look at what's happening. Clear skies this morning as we take a look at Camelback Mountain. Looks pretty nice out there. And if you got outside just before sunrise, probably you felt that little hint that autumn is around the corner with the drier air that moved in over the weekend. Temperatures were able to cool off with our longer nights that we have here in early September. And some areas got down into the upper 60s away from the urban core this morning, and even the central portions of the Phoenix metro area were down in the mid-70s. So that felt pretty nice, and we'll probably have at least one more night of that before we have some big changes coming in the weather. We'll talk about that momentarily. Right now out there, temperatures rebound pretty quickly. Dry air cools fast, it warms fast. 93 degrees at this hour, 39 is our dew point. Relative humidity 15%, the wind from the east-southeast at 9, and the barometer 29.71 and steady. Look at the current radar, nothing. It's a blank map. No showers or thunderstorms anywhere across Arizona, southern Nevada, southeast California. It's a nice one out there, and again, that'll continue for at least the next 24 hours or so. So where did all this dry air come from? Why does it feel so nice, and where is the monsoon? Well, let's take a look at the pattern across North America from 500 millibars, and you can see this is pretty much more or less what we've seen all summer. Broad trough in the western continental United States, southwesterly flow ushering in drier air across Arizona, keeping the monsoon suppressed to the south and east. Meanwhile, huge ridging over the southeastern United States, and temperatures have just been well above normal for weeks, and mainly dry conditions outside of scattered showers and thunderstorms along the immediate Gulf Coast. It's been dry as a bone in the southeast. So if you're looking for that push of Arctic air into the eastern portions of the United States and into the deep south, that probably isn't going to happen anytime soon. So let's get into it. The meat and potatoes of the forecast for today. We'll start with the convective outlook, day one. For today, Arizona, nothing. Slight risk area, though, extending from extreme northern Kansas into Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and southern Minnesota toward the Twin Cities. That slight risk area shifts further to the northeast tomorrow across eastern Nebraska from about Omaha toward northern Iowa, southern Minnesota. Again, the Twin Cities area kind of on the fringe of that. And northern Wisconsin with a marginal risk area extending all the way toward southeastern Wyoming, eastern Colorado, all the way up to the Great Lakes. All right, taking a look at the computer models. Here we go. The GFS, the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. Nothing to speak of here in Arizona. Looks like broad southwesterly flow should continue. And no threats for showers or thunderstorms today. Should be a pretty nice day. Temperatures right about normal. And dew points will probably be in the 20s and 30s this afternoon. Should be pretty nice overall. But you do see moisture increasing across portions of Mexico and New Mexico. And there's why. Tropical storm Newton entering your picture there tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. over the southern Baja. Plenty of moisture surging northward out ahead of that across western portions of Mexico. By 5 p.m. tomorrow, the center of Newton continues to move north into the central Gulf of California. Plenty of wind and rain down there. Moisture increasing into the southern portion of Arizona. Think that for us, the atmosphere is still going to be pretty dry. It's going to take quite a while to inject all that moisture in. So I think the biggest threat for us tomorrow afternoon and evening will be gusty winds and blowing dust from thunderstorms. If you want to get to the rain, got to head probably down toward the border and south of the border into Sonora and down toward Hermosillo. They'll be getting slammed by this system. All right, here it is, 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. You see the center of Tropical Storm Newton now over the northern Gulf of California, probably just to the south-southeast of Rocky Point. Moisture continues to increase. Rainfall starting to pick up across northern Mexico and the southern portions of Arizona. And where exactly the track of this system goes, that is the big question mark. The models showing a small degree of inconsistency here, and understand that a track difference of even 75 or 100 miles means the difference between a potential of 1, 2, 3 inches of rain and 0. And these tropical systems over the years have posed quite a forecast challenge, and I kind of think that the rain gradient is going to be real tight on this one, and where exactly it goes, that is going to determine if we see hardly anything at all here. Now, by 5 p.m. Wednesday, there you see quite a bit of action in the southeastern part of the state, and Phoenix right on the edge here. This system will enter the state probably as a tropical depression. I doubt it enters as a tropical storm. The last tropical storm to enter Arizona was Nora back in September of 1997. I believe September 25th. And Yuma got slammed by that system, almost 4 inches of rain. That could happen again. You can't rule that out with these kinds of tropical systems. That's the nature of these. They have tons of moisture with them, and any sort of short wave in the upper atmosphere can just wring out these systems in an instant. We had that same situation with tropical remnants here in Phoenix back on September 8th, 2014, when we had 3.3 inches of rain. So there's plenty of precedent and recent precedent for that. So something that we still have to keep in mind when forecasting. But the track of this system seems a little bit to the east, and that rain gradient is really going to be tight for us. Looking specifically at that, here's the GFS 5-day outlook for QPF across the country. And you can see here in the southwest, there's a bullseye of 2.1 inches over southern New Mexico, 1.5 inches up toward Albuquerque, and an inch of rain across southern Arizona certainly seems possible, maybe even more, upwards of 2 and 3 inches across northern Mexico, certainly even more further to the south. Talking 5 inches of rain or more for the Baja and through the Sea of Cortez there and up toward Hermosillo. I kind of have to believe that rain area, though, might actually be shifted a little bit further to the east, but we're just going to have to see. I'll show you a different look at this. This is the GFDL track of Newton. Starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can see just off the southern tip of Baja there near Cabo San Lucas. Then, by 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, the system moves further to the north and now approaching western mainland Mexico there. And then, by 5 p.m. Wednesday, the system right over southern Arizona. And if it takes that exact track, if this verifies, Phoenix would still be in for some decent precipitation from this. Probably the biggest threat and a small bit of wind, 20, 30 mile per hour wind gusts would be seen over toward southeastern Arizona, toward Pima County. The Tucson area would be in a bullseye for that. But this circulation center, if this verifies, again, goes probably into southern Pinal County. And that would put us right on the edge of any kind of precipitation with this. Again, that's the GFDL. We'll see. We could show you a ton of these models. The European is probably the furthest west with the track. If the European were to verify, which has a track that's more into southwest Arizona, that would give us plenty of precipitation. We'd have a considerable amount of rain, probably upwards of 2 inches. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Now, as we go ahead further into the forecast, this is 5 p.m. Thursday, and you can see probably widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to continue. This might be a little underdone, but I think much of Newton's moisture will be gone. Humidity levels will start to drop across southeast California and southwest Arizona. For us, probably still, again, can't rule out the chance of a shower or storm, but I think we'll have mainly stable, subsident air following the exodus of Newton on Thursday. So I think we'll be probably fairly safe in calling for low rain chances then. Friday, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening for the southeastern, about third of the state, I would say, and mainly perhaps up along the rim as well. But mainly, we'll start to see humidity levels decrease. I think for us, we'll still be somewhat in the soup. And then by Saturday, this is 5 p.m. Saturday, you can see, again, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. There is still energy in the westerlies, and, any of these little short waves that move by us just to the north could help to trigger scattered showers and storms. So we can't rule out the possibility of a thunderstorm or two here in Phoenix through the weekend, but I think the moisture trend will be one toward drier weather. And here is the end of the forecast period. This is a week from Wednesday, September the 14th at 5 p.m., and that's kind of interesting. A closed low developing off the Southern California coast. Now understand, this is 9 and 10 days out, and a closed low being forecast out there. Kind of hard to do. I would suspect that this will change a few times in the coming days, but still kind of interesting to see a trough of low pressure digging in over the Central Plains and a pretty prominent ridge developing over the Northeast Pacific. And if that were the case, we would be on the warm side for sure. And looking into the land of make-believe and witchcraft, that is a week from Friday at 5 p.m. Boy, this is way out there in the future. If this were to verify, again, a pretty big heat wave across the central portion of the U.S. and here in the Southwest, we'd be well above normal temperature-wise with that 591 contour and high pressure centered across northern Mexico and West Texas. See a trough digging into the East Coast there, but boy, I don't know. I don't put a lot of faith into this, but boy, look at the cold air across northern Canada. Wow. So, stuff to look forward to. When you look ahead this far in the models, you're not looking for anything specific. You're just looking for trends. And kind of the trend that we're seeing here is a big ridge developing in the west. And again, if that were to verify, we'd have a pretty warm mid-September around here, all the way up into Manitoba. Wow. We'll see how that goes. Looking at temperatures over the next several days, according to the GFS, here in Phoenix, things look to cool down as Newton approaches. Highs mainly in the low to mid 90s for Wednesday and Thursday. Again, you know, this kind of thing, I would not be surprised if we had a day with highs only in the 80s, especially if we get a lot of clouds and some precipitation in here. So we'll just have to see, but this is sort of the guidance. And then even as we head on into Saturday, Sunday, next Monday, temperatures don't warm up all that much, getting up to right around 100, which is not too far off of the climatological normals for this time of year. And that'll about wrap it up, the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today, Monday, September the 5th, 2016.